We first told you about Cory Briggs last night. He's a well-known attorney known for fighting for the environment, and he's a lawyer who goes after developers who are not following the rules. But an iNewsSource investigation raises questions about Briggs' business practices in some of those lawsuits. iNewsSource reporter Brad Racino joins me now with the details. And Brad, remind us again who Cory Briggs is and why he seems to have so much influence here in San Diego.
Sure. So Cory Briggs is a well-known environmental lawyer here in town. He has sued many big-name projects over the years, including the B Street Cruise Ship Terminal, the Sunroad Harbor Island Hotel, but he also got in the public spotlight in 2013 when he was one of the first 3 people to publicly call for Mayor Filner's resignation. It was him, Donna Fry, and Marco Gonzalez who stood on those steps and called for the resignation.
Now we're just looking at a picture of Cory Briggs. We invited him here at KPBS to join us, but he did not make it in time for this interview and has not gotten back to us as of yet. So in this part of your series, you reveal who Cory Briggs is married to and how that might influence some of these lawsuits. Tell us about that.
Sure. So his wife's name is Saricia Cacciatore, and she is actually a biologist, or was a biologist, for Helix Environmental Planning for at least 8 years. And Helix is actually a consulting company that's under contract with many different government agencies, including the City of San Diego, the Port of San Diego, to help those agencies comply with the California Environmental Quality Act. And Briggs is known for suing some of those same agencies and others over the California Environmental Quality Act. So that's who she is.
So in a nutshell, so were you able to, let me ask you this instead, were you able to list any specific development projects Briggs' wife's worked on to projects that Cory Briggs sued?
No, we have not found any reports with her name on it, any environmental impact reports that Helix issued with her name on it that he then sued over. Not one report with her name on it. But according to our experts that we interviewed, that really doesn't matter. Here's actually Ed McIntyre. Here's what he had to say about an issue. He's a prominent local lawyer. He said, quote, "When your wife is in a position to convey confidential information, whether she's conveying it or not, she has the ethical obligation to inform the Port Authority." In this case, he's talking about the Port Authority, end quote.
So your experts agreed. Of course, this wasn't you. You had several experts that looked at this and said this was at least questionable, if not unethical.
Right, right. When she's doing work for those same agencies that he's suing, yeah.
I have a question. How is it with so much media coverage about Cory Briggs, not only his lawsuits, but also he was one of the first 3 to come out to ask for Mayor Bob Filner's resignation. A lot of developers he's sued. How is it that no one has reported or even investigated that his wife holds a position that might be considered, a conflict of interest?
I have no idea. It's possible that they've tried very hard to keep this under wraps, and in fact, when we did sit down with him for an interview, one of the first things he did was take a photo of him and her off the wall that was behind him when we were going to videotape, and said, "I don't put my family on things." But she has been copied on several emails. We got some emails from the Port of San Diego when we asked for any and all emails listing her name, where it was her and Cory Briggs and other very prominent people in San Diego, Marco Gonzalez, Lorena Gonzalez, some media people who are on the same email chain. So we're not sure how this has gone for years and years, and no one has ever brought this up.
What does Cory Briggs and or his wife say about this?
Well, Cory Briggs wouldn't talk to us about this. He shut down the interview that we had with him once questions started arising about his business practices. We did ask him point blank about it once he was trying to kick us out, but he wouldn't answer. We submitted a list of questions for her to answer through her attorney. We got a letter from Marco Gonzalez saying he represents her. And in that letter from Marco, it said that she believes she's done nothing wrong, or she's confident she's done nothing wrong. And we submitted follow-up questions, but neither he nor she never answered them. So
you haven't heard from this. Cory Briggs has sued the city of San Diego more than 50 times. You recently spoke to the city attorney about this, potential conflicts with Briggs and his wife's role. What did the city attorney say?
Sure. So we spoke with Jan Goldsmith about this very recently, and he was extremely surprised about this. He said he had no knowledge, and that it was very concerning, and he told us that he is launching I shouldn't say launching, but he's looking into all the contracts that Helix has with the city of San Diego.
All right. iNewsSource reporter Brad Racino, thank you so much. And I want to let folks know they can find your entire story at iNewsSource.org.
Thanks.